जो मैंने अपनी स्क्रीन पे अभी अभी इसका विंडो का लिया है, आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू टेल यू विद दैट. ओके, तो अभी आपको मेरी स्क्रीन इसके ऊपर दिखाई दे रही होगी. ये अभी मैंने मीटिंग का ही स्क्रीनशॉट लिया है. आई जस्ट वांट यू to see what all features are there. Have you tried editing, any one of you? Have you tried editing the images?
No, no.
No. Okay.
In Paint, I have tried.
In
Paint,
Paint
like
you have
Windows.
tried. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you have some features here also. Like you can see, you can add shapes, and you can add some emojis, etc. as well, though. But you can add colors to your shapes, whatever you are adding. You can crop the images. Okay. For example, if you wanted to add a label, so I'm just giving a quick overview. ठीक है, यहाँ पर आपने जैसे मान लीजिए यू वांट टू लेबल योर स्क्रीन एंड सो ये आपका एक यूजुअली हम रेड हाईलाइटिंग यूज़ करते हैं फॉर द बॉक्सेस एंड फॉर मे बी द एरो एज वेल. जैसे आप देख रहे हो कि यू कैन पुट, बट here in this case, in case of snipping tool especially, text is not available. तो हम इसको अगर आपको वो कन्वीनियंट लगता है तो ही ऐसा करें, नहीं तो आप पूरी एडिटिंग जो है वो माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड या फिर पावर पॉइंट में जाके भी कर सकते हो. देयर यू विल हैव टू गो एंड इंसर्ट द शेप्स. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा कंपैरेटिवली क्रॉपिंग और ये वाले जो फीचर्स है थोड़े से सिंपलर हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आपको कोई भी शेप ऐड करना है या कुछ भी ऐड करना है तो यू कैन ईजिली डू दैट. सो जैसे अभी हम कल देख रहे थे उसमें नंबरिंग की तरह से ऐड किया हुआ था. यू कैन चेंज द फिल, मे बी यू नो मेक इट ग्रे, और आउटलाइन कौन सा रखना है, यू कैन डू दैट. एंड इसके अंदर आप अपना नंबर वहाँ पे वर्ड में जाके इंसर्ट कर सकते हो, टाइप इन कर सकते हो. तो बाकी के चेंजेस आप वहाँ जाके कर सकते हो. तो दिस इज़ द काइंड ऑफ थिंग. इसके अलावा क्रॉपिंग और नॉर्मल राइटिंग और वो सब तो इसमें पॉसिबल है, बट ये आपके टेक्निकल राइटिंग में ऐसा सच काम नहीं आएगा. सो मेनली आप इसमें शेप्स ऐड कर सकते हो, आई वुड से. एंड व्हाट इज दिस, एडिट इन पेंट. एज सुन एज यू क्लिक ऑन दिस यू कैन गो एंड एडिट इन पेंट. वहाँ जाके भी आप इसके अंदर टेक्स्ट ऐड कर सकते हो. आई होप यू आर एबल टू सी व्हाट आई एम शोइंग. Is the next screen also visible, or paint? I think I'll have to share it again. Just a second. आपको मेरी स्क्रीन दिख रही थी ना when I was doing this editing? You could
Yes.
see, right? Okay. तो अब मैं
Yes.
पेंट वाली स्क्रीन शेयर करती हूँ आपके साथ, जहाँ पर आप इजीली देख सकते हो कि हाउ यू कैन ऐड दी टेक्स्ट ऑल्सो. सो पेंट में थोड़े से और आपको एक्स्ट्रा फीचर मिल जाएंगे. सो यू कैन इजीली go and type in here. For example, I want to say this is the content window, right? So this is your content window, and बोल्ड करना है या उसको कलर करना है. I can fill it white so that all these things are possible here only. तो आपको ये पेंट के साथ इवन आई एम नॉट वेरी कंफर्टेबल बिकॉज आई हैव वर्कड मोस्टली ज़्यादा एडिटिंग के लिए आई हैव यूज्ड स्नैगेट ओनली. बट यू कैन चेंज द फॉन्ट साइज व्हेन यू आर डूइंग ऑन इट. एंड अभी वापस से जाना पड़ेगा क्या. तो ये पहले एक बार अगर आपने टेक्स्ट आई थिंक टाइप कर दिया तो उसको वापस से एडिट नहीं करने देता है. तो आपको जो भी टाइप इन करना है वो पहले से ही उसको साइज़ वगैरह जो है उसका आपको पहले से ही सेट करना पड़ेगा एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स। तो थोड़ा सा इसमें क्लम्सी हो जाता है एज कंपेयर टू व्हाट वी हैव इन दिस स्नैगिट। बहुत ज़्यादा जैसे इसमें मैंने कंटेंट लिखा, अगर मेरे को इसका साइज़ बड़ा करना है, अच्छा, तो मुझे एक वाइट में लिखा गया है और एक ब्लैक में है, तो जैसे ही वो टेक्स्ट बॉक्स से बाहर क्लिक करो वो आपको एडिट नहीं करने देता है, तो इसीलिए यू विल हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल ऑल्सो, ओके, कि आप कैसे अपने इसको यूज़ कर रहे हो। जस्ट ट्राई एंड रिमूव इट and add another box. I do not want to show like this कि आपका जो इमेज है वो इस तरीके से दिखाई दे। So you have to be very careful with this। आपका इसमें अच्छा इसमें जैसे उसमें आपको इरेजर साइजेस मिल जाएंगे, एवरीथिंग यू कैन get very easily। So like here it's a very small eraser, you have to remove the whole thing and all that stuff। So वहाँ पे you will get it very comfortably। तो कंपनी
like we can do this
yeah
in Canva also, right? There are features in Canva, I think.
yeah there are features in Canva also। अगर आपके पास यू नो Canva के अंदर भी कुछ limitations हैं, Canva से भी मतलब for technical writing I would say Snagit is the best tool। Snagit is actually the best way of capturing images that matter। Canva में भी हैं काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें, उसमें भी हो जाती हैं, but not all। अब फिर वहाँ पे आपको टेम्पलेट और वो सब चीज़ें सिलेक्ट करना ही पड़ता है। यू हैव टू गो बाय यू नो अ पर्टिकुलर साइज ऑफ स्क्रीन और समथिंग लाइक दैट इज देयर, राइट। तो जैसे आप या तो मतलब प्रेजेंटेशन टेम्पलेट यूज़ करोगे या आप सोशल मीडिया टेम्पलेट यूज़ करोगे, यहाँ पर आपकी इमेज का साइज़ ज़रूरी तो नहीं है कि वो एक पीपीटी की स्लाइड का होगा, या वो जैसे अब इसके केस में दिस इज़ अ लॉन्गर इमेज, तो वहाँ पे थोड़ी सी दिक्कत आ रही है। बट यस आप एडिटिंग करके फिर उसके मतलब उसको डाउनलोड करने के बाद उसका साइज चेंज करना चाहते हो तो वो एक चीज़ और पॉसिबल है डेफिनेटली। बट yes you can use any of these tools to do it, okay। um, so usually I was telling that we use red color for creating these kind of boxes, sometimes black as well, but way less generally red color is used for highlighting and arrows and these kind of boxes, and you type in with either blue color or black color। That's like company style guides जो भी follow करते हैं आपको same font same colors और same size यूज़ करना है and तभी इसमें काम करना है। तो अभी जैसे हम यहाँ पर थे, सो ऑलरेडी आपको ये 11 साइज दिखा रहा है। वी ऑलरेडी सॉ दैट यहाँ पर हमें 11 साइज बहुत छोटा मिल रहा है, सो आई एम कीपिंग इट टू 14 एंड कैलिब्री अगर आपको अलाउ करते हैं तो कैलिब्री, नहीं तो एरियल। जनरली दीज आर द यूजुअल फॉन्ट्स, जैसे आपका एरियल वगैरह हो गया, सो यू कैन यूज एरियल और एरियल ब्लैक और समथिंग लाइक दैट, राइट। तो अभी आप अपने यहाँ पे कंटेंट विंडो, दिस कलर शुड बी एक ब्लू कलर रहता है, या तो वो होता है या फिर ब्लैक कलर में रहता है। उसमें भी आपके शेड्स वगैरह जो हैं, जो भी किस कलर से यूज़ करना है वो आपकी कंपनी एक्चुअली स्पेसिफाई करती है। सो यू कैन गो एंड सिलेक्ट दैट कलर ओनली। तो हर बार एक नया कलर यूज़ करने की बजाय just follow the guidelines that your company is using already, okay। जैसे ये वाला भी काफ़ी डार्क कलर है, बट जब वाइट बैकग्राउंड पे दिखेगा तो इट विल लुक बेटर। अभी ये ग्रे बैकग्राउंड पे दिख रहा है। दिस आप चेक्ड वाला ये देख रहे हो, दिस इज बेसिकली अ ट्रांसपेरेंट प्लेस. दिस इज नॉट लाइक कि ऐसा दिखने वाला है व्हेन यू विल डाउनलोड. दिस इज अ ट्रांसपेरेंट प्लेस. ओके, तो दिस वे यू कैन क्रिएट. और जैसे हमने यहाँ पर बनाया था और हमने उसमें देखा था कि हमें चाहिए था कि इसके अंदर वन आ जाए. जैसे लास्ट टाइम हमने जो इमेजेस देखी थी, तो you type in one, you move it a little and center it according to. बहुत ही बेकार टूल बनाया. I don't know why don't they improve MS Office. All the tools they have improved so much, but somehow the paint is same like it used to be so many years back. And yeah, so it's not even moving. How do you do it, Soumya? You're really doing it in paint? It's very difficult. Okay, so this was the gist of it, like how to create. Yeah.
What you are removing this one?
Now I'm just trying to
Oh,
position it in the center and it is not getting positioned in the center. So I was trying to drag that.
oh,
So it was showing me the drag symbol, that cross symbol that comes for dragging, but it was not
hmm.
moving it actually. So for example, here
Oh,
also
okay,
this window is
okay.
not, this is not in center. So you have to keep these things in mind, that whatever text you're typing, whatever shapes you're using, you have to put the text in the center, and all these things will matter when you do it for the technical writing. So that's why I wanted to show you कि आप उसको you can do it properly. इससे होता है क्या? हाँ, इससे हो जाएगा, बट आपका अगर बैकग्राउंड फ्लैट होगा तो ही, मतलब आपको पीछे यहाँ पर फिल करना पड़ेगा. सो अभी मैंने वन को सेंटर में कर दिया है, बट आपका ये वाला स्पेस जो है वो ब्लैंक हो गया है. यू हैव टू फिल दैट स्पेस एंड यू हैव टू फिक्स दैट सर्कल. यू हैव टू पिक दैट कलर एंड फिल दैट इन. ये एक ड्रॉपर टूल होता है जहाँ से आप कलर पिक कर सकते हो और उसमें फिल कर सकते हो. Okay, but it will not look natural if your background is not a solid background, right? So all these things are possible. So, but paint is not a good tool definitely for this purpose, at least. But yes, these can be done. Now the same thing you can save. Let's try doing it in Word document as well. Let's try. Okay, this is screenshot.
I think the only option to make it in center was to just remove it and make the circle again in the center.
Yeah, but this
Even
circle,
I'm trying.
actually this circle I created in the snipping tool, so I cannot remove it here. No, I created that in snipping tool, तो
Mm-hmm.
यहाँ पर वो paint में नहीं हो सकता था. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why it was part of the image. But yes, let's try it in the Word document. Let's see. I am just trying to do it in the Word document if that is possible. Let's see what is this doing. This is, I've used many tools, but this is a kind of learning for me as well. क्या हो गया मेरे पेज को? ये डार्क थीम की वजह से ऐसे आ रहा है. Shit. I think so. Actually, I have recently changed my laptop theme to dark theme. I think वो white page पे dark आ रहा है, तो let's see. Anyways, let me just try adding the image that we just saved. Okay, so अभी हमने यहाँ पे नॉर्मल स्क्रीन लिया है, एंड अब हम इसमें चेंज करने की कोशिश करते हैं कि वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट में. आपको वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट दिख रहा है? अभी नहीं दिख रहा. No, not able to see, no? Just a second.
Uh,
Wait. So ये मैंने डॉक्यूमेंट में ले आया है, ये मेरा डॉक्यूमेंट वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट है. In that I have placed this image, and now if I want to put, let me see, it can. Alright, so ज़्यादातर आपके जो shapes and वो सब होगा वो यहाँ पे आपको मिल जाएगा. So you can go and draw a rectangle, give it a color. Maybe this is easier comparatively as compared to, yes, paint, I believe. यहाँ से आपके सारे options आपको मिल जाएंगे. What kind of color you want to fill in the shape, in the outline. So outline, if I want to keep black, it will give it black, and then you can go and insert the text box. इसमें थोड़ा सा आपको ज़्यादा flexibility मिल जाएगी. So I'm trying to say content window. तो जैसे अभी मेरा टेक्स्ट बड़ा हो गया, मैं पीछे वाले रेक्टेंगल को भी आई कैन इंक्रीज द साइज, राइट. वो पेंट तो इज़ वेरी रिजिड, वहाँ पर यू इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल टू चेंज दैट. सो यहाँ पर इट विल ड्रैग ऑल्सो, एंड यू कैन सेंटर द कॉन्टेंट. ये सब चीज़ों का ध्यान रखना होता है. यू हैव टू रियली टेक केयर ऑफ ऑल दीज थिंग्स व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग इन ऑन एन इमेज. अब यहाँ पर हमने एक रेक्टेंगल भी ले लिया है, और इसका एक ऑटोमेटिकली टेक्स्ट बॉक्स का भी रेक्टेंगल आ रहा है. तो मैं एक रेक्टेंगल को आई एम रिमूविंग. सो दिस इज माय रेक्टेंगल. नाउ यू कैन ऐड अ शेप to show how to which component is it referring to. So for example, this is there, but this is blue color. So usually we will use red color for this. And the shape outline, you'll have to increase the weight because this is a very thin line. So you can increase the weight according to what standards your company has. This is not exactly red also, this is kind of orange, but you can, I think, color or no. So सारे आपके जो भी guidelines होंगे, आप your company will give you, your organization will give you, but you should know the basic things about it कि उसको करना कैसे है. ठीक है? All right. Any questions here? Shall we move on to our presentation?
Yes.
no questions.
So ये था बेसिक यूज ऑफ हाउ वी वर्क विद इमेजेस. आपको जो ध्यान रखना है वो ये कि बहुत ज़्यादा एक्स्ट्रा स्पेसिंग नहीं होगा. देयर शुड बी नॉट अननेसेसरली बहुत बड़े इमेजेस नहीं होंगे. लेबल्स एंड एवरीथिंग विल बी कंसिस्टेंट एंड ऑर्गेनाइज्ड. Label only if labeling is required. If labeling is not required, we will not keep any kind of labeling in that case. Okay. Yeah. So today we are going to do the structure elements. We are talking about basically the topic structure. So what do you think a topic consists of? एक topic के अंदर क्या क्या आता है? Any guesses? What all things are there? इसमें guess करने वाला नहीं है, but it's just that कि how you can see, just see what is there in a topic. How do we present the content in a topic? Through which elements?
It could be in
Headlines,
the form of
subheadlines.
paragraph, or it could be in the form of list.
Yes,
Bulleted list.
yes, paragraph, list, headings, yes, right? So these are basically structure elements of a topic. All right. So you learn about the elements of structuring a topic. So these are the elements. So paragraphs होंगे, visuals होंगे, tables, lists, notes, warnings, cautions जो भी आते हैं, all those parts will be there. So these all together usually form a topic. Not that everything will be there in every topic, but most of these things will be there. Not most of these things, like some of these things will be there in a topic, right? They will be structured in a particular way so that your content doesn't look like a flat piece of text, and it's more readable and scannable. So we usually mix these elements together to form a layout that is more readable, scannable. There is plenty of white space that gives a little break and highlights some important informations, important parts of the text of your information, right? So when do we use paragraphs? Use paragraphs to explain what kind of content? When you are explaining concepts, when you're giving a background, the content is more wordy, right? There is no pattern, or there are no options or pointers in that. Usually we use the running content. While introducing a feature, while summarizing a behavior, we use paragraphs. Okay. So what are the things that we should be keeping in mind while writing the paragraphs? जब हम paragraphs use करते हैं, what all things? Is there anything that we should be keeping in mind while writing the paragraphs? अभी तक आपने, you must not have ever thought about it, that you should think about something while writing the paragraphs also. Because some paragraphs is the usual way of our writing. When we start writing, we start the running content, right? We do not really think that is there anything that we need to follow? Is there anything that we need to think? So there is nothing like very out of the box, but general things that you should still be aware. What are the things that we use when we use the paragraphs?
It should be clear, consistent,
क्या
same format.
clear in the terms of language, yes, or consistent format. What do you mean by consistent format in a paragraph? क्या होता है, किस तरीके की formatting paragraph
Not
में?
in a single paragraph. When we write a multiple paragraphs, there should be a consistency.
Yes, so yes,
Flow.
fonts and everything obviously should be same, yes. And in the terms of content, is there anything that we need to take care of?
Consistent language while we are explaining any module, suppose in a user manual, then we should take care of all the modules explanation. The explanatory paragraph should be similar, like in terms of language.
So for example, we did what, why, how, when, right? वो वाला
Yes.
जो हमने एक स्ट्रक्चर बनाया था ओवरव्यू में, ओके फाइन, बट या इन
Mm.
मोस्ट ऑफ द कॉन्सेप्ट टॉपिक्स या फीचर टॉपिक्स दैट विल अप्लाई, बट नॉट एवरीवेयर. लाइक paragraphs is not necessarily just a feature explanation, but somewhere else also it will come, no, to give supplementary information, that is where you're trying to explain something, not really defining the feature. So what we take care of, especially while writing the paragraph, that you will convey only one idea in one paragraph. So once you start talking about something, so for example, if I have to, I'm just taking this as an example and not for example, if I am saying water reminder feature, okay, so water reminder feature में हमने अपना एक paragraph बना लिया where we actually went ahead, जैसे हमने we did it in the last exercise also. What is water reminder feature? How does it help? Right? how what are the user scenarios, okay, and all those things. तो एक paragraph हो गया मेरा about the water reminder feature. Now I have to talk about water reminder feature in the application. How is it helping? Where is it placed? Okay, where do you find the so there is another idea that is coming in. I have already explained water reminder. Now I'm talking about water reminder maybe in the terms of UI or in the terms of application, right? So I'm talking about a new concept altogether, a new idea. There is a slight change in the content. So you will start a new paragraph here. Okay. So one idea per paragraph is the concept, and all the paragraphs, they should not be any very long paragraphs. You will keep them short. Reason being, again, when you create very long paragraphs, then the readability decreases. Okay, so 3 to 4 lines maximum हम इतना रखते हैं. 2 थोड़ा कम हो गया वैसे. It should be 3 or 4. Sometimes even single liners are also used, but इतना अभी हम मतलब कम नहीं करते हैं usually. But I've seen people using one liner and then again starting, with a new paragraph. Let's not do that. Try to create a content where at least when you're writing तो 2 minimum, नहीं तो 4-5 lines, and उससे ज़्यादा नहीं, बहुत बड़ा paragraph नहीं बनाना है, ठीक है. उसके बाद as I said, follow one idea, one paragraph, that is there. Whenever you're changing what you're talking about, the focus, the element changes, even if it is slightly changing, you change the paragraph. Support the paragraphs with headings, like not all paragraphs will have their own headings, but आपका जो भी content होगा, whatever you're writing about, even the paragraphs, उनका एक gist तो वही होगा ना. If we are talking about water reminder, so your heading is water reminder and your topic will stick to it. The paragraphs will stick to it. Will not create a stack of paragraphs. ऐसा ना हो कि एक के बाद एक paragraphs ही आ रहे हैं. Okay, so that also creates a very monotonous tone of the content. Instead of that, you can mix it up with visuals, with lists, with tables, or whatever things are possible. So try कि आपने एक paragraph लिखा, not जबरदस्ती, do not put it forcefully. But usually after 1 or 2 paragraphs, you'll get something. I mean, either you'll have an image to show, or you'll have a list to showcase, or you'll have something else. So instead of writing and writing and writing a lot of long texts or paragraphs one after the other, try to mix it up with other elements as well to increase the readability of the document. Do not hide important information in paragraphs. Paragraphs are the least readable elements of your content. So try that very important information, if there is something that user needs to know, should not go in the paragraph. Okay, we'll keep those things either for visuals or for lists, notes. We'll put that information there, or we will support our paragraphs with visuals, so that if you want to showcase something and there is something important that is not forming, because we'll just do how to create lists and notes as well, etc. as well, and they also have their own rules कि कब आप list use करोगे, कब आप note use करोगे. So all those things are also there. So maybe sometimes you will have to give some important information also in paragraph, but you have to see how to highlight it. You probably will highlight it with the bold formatting, you will support it with the visual, but try not to hide any important information. You have to make sure that it is getting proper attention in some way or the other. Okay, types of lists मालूम है हमें, ordered list and unordered list, right? Ordered list क्या होती है?
Starting with a sequence 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
ABC.
They're numbered lists basically, है ना. और unordered lists क्या होते हैं, जिनमें हम bullets use करते हैं. Yes, when do we use numbered lists and when do we use unordered lists, Mahadev?
For a flow, for a sequential flow, we use numbered list. For a random list, we use unordered.
Yeah. Yes. So unordered lists where the number sequencing does not matter as much. Okay, sequencing does not matter. You can write, it will not break anything if you write in different order, right? But in ordered lists, if you write step 1, step 2 first and step 1 later, it will break the flow, right? So ordered lists are used where the sequence is important. All right. Is there anything that we should keep in mind while doing creating lists also? And when to use lists? So one is when you have a lot of options, like instead of putting commas in side the paragraphs, it is better to use the list. So when there are several number of options that you want to inform the user about, you will use a lists, ordered list or unordered list, depending on what kind of information is it. Is it sequenced or is it not sequenced, right? So like we're saying, to list up related information, any kind of unsequenced, जिसमें sequence important नहीं है, unordered list will do. But to describe a process in steps or to describe something that will go in a particular sequence, usually steps ही रहते हैं, तो that will be going in ordered lists. Then there are description lists. Description lists में क्या होता है, हम एक छोटा सा header देते हैं list के अंदर ही and फिर उसकी explanation देते हैं. So you might have seen, for example, if we are talking about key features of a particular application, so we are saying water reminder, sleep tracker, this and that. You guys have also done it, okay? So you name that feature, you give it a title, and then you give its description, right? So those are the description lists. So when to use this? To give quick pointers, when you want to give quick pointers, to organize information in a simple and easy to read manner. Whenever applicable, it is better to give the lists. Right? Now how to use the lists? जैसे हम ordered list में, it is clear that we follow the order, right? In unordered lists, there will not be any order, but there will be some kind of priority that you should be giving to the list items. Okay. So, for example, if we were talking about key features also, there will be features that are very important. There will be features that are little less important. So, important features you will keep on top. Less important features as you go down. Right? Am I right? So there is a priority order even in the case of unordered list. आप किसी भी unordered list को देख लो. If you're writing requirements, system requirements, okay, so you'll always mention the OS probably first. Yeah, if we are talking about an application on a desktop or maybe so you'll talk about operating system first. Then you will talk about maybe how much should be the processor or how much should be the what other applications are required or which versions are required. So first you talk about the more basic, more high priority things. Okay, so there will be a priority in an unordered list. Use an ordered list only when ordering is required. So keep in mind, because many people make mistakes here. So जब ordering चाहिए तभी ordered list use करना है. You cannot use ordered list when order is not required. You should not be using. And use parallel structure for all list items. Do we know what parallelism is? I have told it several times now. We are aware, right? Are we aware of parallel structures in lists? Mahadev.
No.
Parallel structure नहीं बताया क्या? Haven't I talked about it before? बहुत बार बात किया हमने parallelism के बारे में. Like whenever you're starting a list of items, you have to start with in a consistent manner. So if you're writing nouns, all of them will be nouns. If you're writing
Yeah,
starting your
yeah. I got it.
starting your sentence with a verb, you will start it with a verb. All of them will start
Yeah,
with
I
a
got
verb. They will follow similar kind of formatting, punctuations. All these things will be same. So that is called parallelism, parallel structure for all list items, whether they are ordered lists, unordered lists, description lists. So if you have decided that in description lists you are highlighting the header in a particular way, so all the headers will be highlighted in a particular way. If you're mostly a colon is used, so after the description header you will put colon everywhere. It's not that you're putting hyphen somewhere you're putting colon, somewhere you're not putting anything. So it will be a similar structure for the whole list. Okay, so you also have guidelines in your Google Developer Guide. Sorry. Just scrolled, I think. Sorry, the slide changed. Yeah, so by the time it takes, yeah. So I was showing you that Google Developer Style Guide, and you have the whole style guide for lists. Okay, so how to create lists? What are the things that you need to take care of? All these things are mentioned here. Okay, so what are the numbered lists? Types of lists are there: bulleted lists, description lists. Description lists that use bulleted run-in headings. So there are headings देख रहे हो यहाँ पर. Can you see? This is a description list. So heading is on the top, and then its description is there. So this is one kind of description list. The other kind of description list is the one that we use with hyphens. For example, this one. So these are called, you can say, inline or run-in headings are there in these bulleted lists. So these are also description lists. Okay. All right. Multiple paragraph list items. So sometimes you will have paragraphs inside the lists as well. Okay, so in that case, when there are paragraphs inside the list, the next paragraph will not take the bullet point. Okay, the bullet point is coming here. This particular text is related to this list item only. Okay, and then only you create paragraphs within a particular list. थोड़ा कम होता है, it's comparatively lesser, but it is there. Sometimes you have to give a sample code or you have to give an image, so it will take the same indentation as the previous list item. आप देख रहे हो इसका indentation वगैरह सब same रहेगा. Okay, so if you had to place an image also here, the image will also take the same indentation and it will come inside the bullet. It will not go outside the bullet. So all these things are very small things, especially when you're working in Word documents or something. You have to take, even in HTML also, if or Markdown also, if you're doing these things, you will be handling these things through a break tag or stuff like that, so that your This thing comes just under the heading. Yeah, what is the problem? It's 15 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So in 15 minutes, this will have to end this call and join another call. I'll share the link again. Okay. So in case it gets disconnected, you can come back. So another link. Okay. So we were looking at yeah, what are the other things. So यहाँ पर आपको पूरा डिटेल में मिलेगा. You can go and read these guidelines for using lists. Okay, how to use the capitalization. Okay, इसमें जो important parts हैं वो है capitalization and end punctuation depend on the type of the lists. So they have told if the item consists of a single word, no punctuation is added. Okay, if item does not include a verb, it doesn't end with a punctuation. If item is entirely in code font, don't add end punctuation. So you're giving a sample code or something and everything is in code font, then no punctuation will be there. If the item is, what do you mean by punctuation here? There will not be any full stop at the end of the paragraph, at the end of the list item. So if you are writing system requirements or if you're writing something in one word or two words, it will usually not have any punctuation mark at the end. Okay, but if you're writing description lists or you're writing full sentences in the list, then definitely it will have the end punctuation. So here they have told when not to use the end punctuation. Okay, if the item is entirely linked text or a document title, don't. So here these are like one word lists. All these are one word lists, right? But they have a introduction line also. So in introduction line also sometimes we write the SDK supports and colon. That's it. So that means the SDK supports text box, bulleted list, button. But no, we will not do it like that. We must be writing the complete sentence. The SDK supports the following UI elements. So that is how your list is complete. The API supports the following actions. You cannot write the API supports create, replace, update, and all that, right? So you write the complete sentence when introducing the lists, and this thing is also mentioned in your guidelines. Similarly, in description lists also you have some rules. These rules you will go and read yourself here. Okay. And also, like they have also shown comma separated lists are also there. It is not that all kind of comma separated things you will put in, bulleted list. You'll see whether it is required to be highlighted as a list or not, and otherwise you'll keep it in a running content also sometimes. All right, so this was all about lists. Any questions about lists? No? If not, we will move forward to the table part. Okay, so next structure is tables. Now, when do we use tables? What is the difference between list and a table? When do we use a list and when do we use a table? Any idea?
Table is used for specifying difference between two things.
Comparison. Yes.
For comparison, and based on any parameters defined.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Mahadev, you were also saying something.
No, the same thing.
Same thing. Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
so tables are usually used when there are more than two parameters that you need to compare something on. So, for example, I'm saying that, okay, Mahadev, this much height, Soumya, this is the height, okay, Ketki, this is the height. So, I have two parameters, right? So, we are talking about individuals and we are talking about their height. So, there are two things. So, when there is something that you need to compare, that you need to highlight, maybe, so you are trying to see whose height is how much, and it will be, instead of writing it in a running paragraph, it is always better to write it. These kind of information are something related to data, or something where you need to show the comparison, something where there are more than one parameter is there that is being discussed, you will use the tables. In case of lists, that is not the case. In case of lists, it is just a list of options, list of items. There's no comparison happening. There's just that there are multiple things that are available, or there are multiple options, and that's why we're using the lists. So, to present sizable complex information in a space saving and easy to comprehend manner. If I had to tell that Mahadev's height is this much, Soumya's height is this much, if I write it in a paragraph format, it will take more space, it will be more clumsy, it will be less readable, right? Less comprehensible. On the other hand, if I put it in a table, it is very quick to scan, right? And also tables are used when using repetitive or patterned kind of information. So we are giving same information for Mahadev, Soumya, and Kitki and everybody. So yeah, so this is a repetitive or patterned kind of information that you want to share. To show a comparison between two or more items, to show options and their descriptions also. Sometimes जैसे अभी हम description lists देख रहे थे, in that kind of information can go sometimes in tables as well. For example, you listed the birds name, जैसे हम Google style guide में भी देख रहे थे, इस तरफ में लिखा हुआ था emo, duck, whatever, and इधर उसका description लिखते हैं. So there are two columns. One is for the main element and the other one is for its description. So we sometimes use tables for that kind of things as well. How to use tables? Give clear and informative column headers. So whenever you are creating a table, there will be a category, there will be a parameter, and you must name it with a clear heading. Okay, so the column headers will be there. The categorization and labeling of your data should be clear, and it should not be misguiding. Okay, it should be appropriate as per the data that you are presenting. So choose the base column carefully. आपका base column क्या रहेगा? First column क्या रहेगा? That you have to choose. Okay, so for example, I'm just saying it for example here, मतलब not no personal data or no personal commenting on that. So उसमें for example we're discussing about Soumya, Kirti, and Mahadev has certain height. Okay, so here the base criteria is the names of the individuals, right? And that's why we have kept it like this. But on the other hand, if there was something else, maybe we are talking about we are talking about maybe the qualification. Okay, so you can say graduate and postgraduate. So we are talking about, what we are talking about will define what the base column is going to be. So if we are talking about the qualification, so we are saying graduate, postgraduate. Okay, so the base column becomes graduate and postgraduate, and then the individual names come who all are graduates and who all are postgraduates. So it depends what your base column is going to be, depending on the context you are in. Okay, So I can put the same information the other way around as well. I write the individual names and then I write that who is graduate and who is postgraduate. But on the other hand, I want to count or I want to compare it the other way around. कि मुझे देखना है how many people are graduate, who are the graduates and who are the postgraduates in a go. Then you create the base column for graduate and postgraduate accordingly. So your base column you have to choose according to the context. Am I clear on this point? ये वाला point समझ में आया? What I was talking about? Yeah, I hope समझ में आया. No response. So I will just assume that you got it, and we'll move forward. We'll avoid long texts inside the table cells. आपकी जो table cells है उसके बीच में paragraphs या फिर बहुत long lists etc. नहीं देंगे. We'll try to keep the information short and very crisp and concise. Be consistent. Use parallel content. यहाँ पर भी आपका content जो है parallel रहेगा in all the columns. So if you are saying something, इधर नाम लिखे हैं तो सबके नाम ही आएंगे. इधर आपने हाइट लिखा है तो अगर सौम्या का हाइट इंचेस में है तो बाकी सारा हाइट मतलब we'll use the same measure, same parameters here. So all in all terms we will use parallelism. Okay, refer but do not repeat the information in running text. Do not do that. You have given the same text, same information in the paragraph also, and then you are breaking down in the table as well. So if you have given table, do not repeat it in the running text or paragraphs. Keep the layout clean and keep the sufficient spacing. Your cell size and table size should be appropriate. It should not be too big also कि वो आपके it is not fitting into the page. It should not be that big as well. So the table size, cell size, spacing inside the table, everything should be proper. And again, introduce the list with a complete sentence. अच्छा, lists के केस में एक चीज ये थी कि you know there is sometimes headings that already indicate what the list is going to be about. So you will not introduce the list in that case. For example, in case of tables as well for that matter, if we have given the section name, if we had to give the section name like height of individuals, so after that you will not introduce the table again immediately after the heading, like the table below indicates the heights of the individuals in this classroom. Okay, so you will not say it again and again, the same thing. So if you have given the heading, it is obvious that the table is going to talk about that. But if you have similarly in the case of list as well, so when you have titled your topic as key features, you'll not say the product has the following key features. So it's the same as getting repeated, right? So when you have written key features and it is the list is just coming after the heading, if it is just coming after the heading, if you have some other context in between, then definitely you introduce the list when you start the list. Okay, but if the list and heading are in sync, then repetition is not required. So in that case, we will not introduce. Okay, so this was all about tables and lists. Now I hope you all know. So similarly, like we have it for this, we have for links and tables, there is this page. This is a different guide which is meant for technical writers, बिल्कुल बेसिक स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, जो हमारी डेवलपर गाइड है. Okay, sorry, and this link open, but I think might not have seen, so I will just show you. So यहाँ पर they have compared when to use the lists, when to use the table. This is a different link. Okay, this is not from the guide, but it has almost the same things, similar things जो हमने वहाँ पर भी हमें मिल जाएंगी. So let's just, for example, here we had learnt about lists. Similarly, you have one topic about tables as well. So all kinds of things will be here. So they have discussed list or table. Yeah, so here in this list, everything about the tables is there. What to use, how to use the tables, what kind of information to give, whether to use a list or a table. All that information is given on inside the Google Developer Style Guide. Yeah. Okay. Ketki, you're saying something? All right. So how to give the table captions? What are the headers? How to give that? Everything is mentioned in this style guide. Okay. How to format the table, whether to merge the cells, do not merge the cells, do not apply a visual style, separate. Okay. And all these things. How to use the column headers, make responsive tables. Responsiveness पता है आप लोगों को? Do you know about the responsiveness? What does it mean? To be responsive, for a page to be responsive. Any idea? So responsiveness means it's not a content writing thing, but still you should know, because as a technical writer, a lot of places these kind of terms are used. So when applications are made or when web pages are created, so for example, you might have seen that there is a web page that is opening on a desktop very nicely. You can see all the things are placed properly. But when the same website is opened on a smaller screen, on a phone or on a tablet, the layout distorts, right? And sometimes you might have seen the layout changes automatically. And
Hello, hello,
yes,
hello, hello.
oops, oops, oops. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, ma'am, I can't hear anything. So silent.
Yes,
Oh,
I
okay.
thought that only I can't hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was speaking. I was asking you also, Ketki. Do you want to say something? I didn't
Yes,
notice
the
that I was
same
on.
thing.
I was on mute.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
that only I can't hear it. That's why I was like silent about it.
Okay.
Yes.
उसी टाइम बोलना चाहिए था. Okay. Anyways, I have been speaking for so long, so much. Okay. So I was just
Oh my
telling.
God.
Yes, I was speaking throughout. Anyways, like all right. I'm sorry. Let me just
Yeah,
speak
yeah,
a
it's
little bit.
recording on, ma'am. It's recording.
Yeah. The
Recording on.
recording is on.
Yeah,
Yes. The recording
okay.
is on. Otherwise, I will tell you the lists and lists and tables. Yes. So this particular topic on in the style guide, you will find one topic on tables as well, and you will find all kind of information there. What kind of tables should be used, how to use a list and how to use a table, what is the difference. um, when not to use the tables is also given. Multiple paragraphs should not be used inside the cells very often. मतलब थोड़ा सा कंटेंट हो सकता है, लेकिन ऐसा ना हो कि बहुत लॉन्ग टेक्स्ट डाल रहे हो या not like that. Similarly, introductory sentences for tables, you have to make sure. I'm not sure whether you were hearing when I was saying introductory sentences, so I will just say it again. Introductory sentences you must be giving only when the table. uh, for example, first you will use the complete sentence. For example, here, change the environment variables to values for your replying as listed in the following table. Okay. So there will be complete sentences that will be introducing the tables or the lists as well, for that matter. And also when you have headings which are directly conveying what and are coming directly above the list or the table, and they're directly conveying what the list is talking about or what the table is talking about, then you can choose to skip the introduction. Okay, then comes the table placement, how to place the tables, table captions कैसे रखना है, all the information is there. So you can get how to decide the table column headers. They are also talking about HTML here. For example, यहाँ पे alt text की बात किया है. They have talked about the th element. They have talked about the scope and attribute and scope attribute and all these things. So all these things are basically they have talked about the bold tag. These are all HTML tags. Okay, so do not get too much confused about them. Go and search if you do not understand something. Then I was talking about responsiveness. I had asked, do you know what responsiveness is? What do you mean by responsive tables? Or responsive pages? Responsive content? Do you know what is the responsiveness? So this is not exactly related to technical writing, but being a technical writer, these are some terms that you will hear very common when you work in software industry, especially because whatever applications you are creating, whatever web pages you are creating, that must be responsive these days. Do you know what responsive means?
Adjusting like with like when it's the desktop or mobile, it's adjusting
Yes.
with the yeah.
Yes. So being responsive to the device size, basically. It's like adapting to the size of the device. Okay. So sometimes you might have seen there are few web pages that will appear differently on a desktop, and as soon as you open it in a मोबाइल फोन दैट मेन्यू टैब विल गो, ऊपर टैब अलग से वो आ जाएगा, छोटा सा लिस्ट का आइकन आ जाएगा, एंड from there you can access the menu. So there are changes that happen as soon as you say this. It's the same link, same information, everything is same, but the layout changes according to the device. Okay, so that is called responsiveness. Okay, तो उसको ध्यान रखेंगे. You will often hear these things when you work as technical writer. So these kind of terms you should be knowing. So yes, all right. So this was all about tables and lists, and now keep yourself on unmute. We will be doing activity. Unmute करेंगे सब लोग, and you'll tell me whether this information should be presented as a list or as a table. Scenario 1, available reminder intervals 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes. Whether this information, this is a set of information, this is not a text or this is not a compiled, content nahi hai, ye information hai. So how will you represent this kind of information as a list or as a table? Very simple. Unmute yourself and tell. Is it too difficult? How will you represent this information? Come on. Am I audible?
Table, table only.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I
The
feel list.
Yes, scenario 1, should it be a list or a table?
I feel it should be a list.
List. And Soumya said table or list. Alright, it should be a list because there is only one parameter. Okay, there are no two things. You will just tell that the following are the reminder intervals. You can set your what a reminder to, right? So 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, and that's the information that we need to give. So a list. Next, scenario 2. What reminder? Notification behavior. Phone notification includes sound and vibration. Watch notification includes vibration only. Watch notifications require Bluetooth connection. Now,
List.
कैसे शो करोगे लिस्ट में? How will you write it? जैसे लिखा हुआ है वैसे ही रिपीट करेंगे.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Any point of view?
मैम आप जो बोल रहे हैं like Bluetooth and all, I can't see that. Like
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm still on the other page. Yeah. Now see.
Yeah, that is why I was confused about tables and lists because in previous question I was seeing that screen
Okay.
and
Yeah.
analyzing that screen.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please have a look now. We are doing scenario 2 now. Water reminder notification behavior. Phone notification includes this. Watch notification includes this. Watch notifications require Bluetooth connection. How do we present this information? As a list or as a table?
Yeah, the table because watch and phone are different.
Yeah, so there are different parameters. Like you're talking about the notification types like phone notification, watch notifications, and then you are talking about what behavior do they show. Okay, so like phone notification is having sound and vibration, watch notification is only vibration, or watch notification is also requirement is there. So there is a Bluetooth connection. Although I mean आपको जो सेकेंड कॉलम बनाना है वो थोड़ा देख के बनाना पड़ेगा. हाउ विल यू क्रिएट द सेकेंड कॉलम बिकॉज दिस इज डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन that they are giving for watch notification. So you'll have to see. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा आपको मिक्स भी करना पड़ सकता है. लाइक यू क्रिएट फोन एंड वॉच नोटिफिकेशन one table, and then watch notification require Bluetooth connection is a requirement which can be given in a running text. So it can be a combination also. Next scenario.
Sorry, but I didn't understand the previous scenario
इसमें
too. How will you present?
yeah, so I'm saying most likely it will go as a mixed. So when you are saying phone notification includes sound and vibration, watch notification includes vibration only. So the first two pointers can go as a part of table, right? So वहाँ पे आपको column header क्या रखेंगे इसके केस में? So notification device maybe on the left, right? So if we are talking about the phone or watch, so ऊपर आपका column header आ सकता है the device name, right? And notification type और notification signals क्या है यहाँ पर? The other column will be notification signals, which is sound and vibration in case of phone and vibration in case of watch, right? तो ऊपर के 2 pointers तो sorted हैं. जो आपका third point है वो a little bit mixed है because it is not talking about the
The
type of
sound.
type of
Sound
notification.
type.
Yeah, so you can add it as a small star that requires Bluetooth connection. Watch notification requires Bluetooth connection. एक small note style या start style आप table cell के अंदर ही डाल सकते हो when you're
Okay.
mentioning vibration, or you can give it separately under the table or in the running text separately in the requirements. ठीक है, तो ये
Okay.
वही exactly
Got it
seamlessly
now.
वो यहाँ पर फिट इन नहीं हो रहा है. right? So you will have to use mixed modes to present this information. But yes, mainly the table for first 2 pointers. Okay, now clear?
Yes, yes.
Scenario 3. कॉमन इश्यूज एंड पॉसिबल कॉजेज अगर आपको लिस्ट करने हैं तो कैसे करेंगे? वेरी क्लियर, इट विल बी अ टेबल.
I
दो
think
चीजें हैं.
it
सॉरी,
should be in bullet list, I think so.
बुलेट लिस्ट. वाई? जस्टिफाई. क्यों होना चाहिए बुलेट लिस्ट?
So,
हमने देखा कि लिस्ट में यूजुअली देयर विल बी वन टाइप ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन. No, we are not comparing anything. We are not, you know, using. There are no two parameters here. If you see clearly, there are two parameters: common issues and causes. Okay, so one column can easily contain the common issues, and the other column will present the causes. Like this issue is caused due to this. Possible causes this. This issue is possible causes this. So it is very easy to present this kind of information in the table format. Okay, so not list, it will be presented as a table format because there are
okay,
there is,
ma'am.
yeah, there is a kind of comparison, not like direct comparison, but there is a comparison like what is the issue and what is the cause. In this issue, this is the cause. In this issue, this is the cause. So you are trying to this is a patterned information, right? So you're trying to present that. So in these key scenarios, tables are used. I think scenario 4 is got repetitive. चेंज हो गया है, उसको छोड़ते हैं. सिनेरियो 5 पे चलते हैं. स्टेप्स टू इनेबल वाटर रिमाइंडर. इस इंफॉर्मेशन को कैसे प्रेजेंट करेंगे?
List.
लिस्ट. वेरी क्लियर. स्टेप्स हैं,
List.
या स्टेप्स हैं तो लिस्ट में जाएगा. नंबर्ड लिस्ट, ऑर्डर्ड लिस्ट.
Numbered.
Numbered list.
Yes, it will be a numbered list, right? So that's it. Let's, so like we are talking about steps and procedures only, so we move forward to steps and procedures. We have already talked about steps and procedures when we did how to topics and task topics when we did that, but a little more detail how to use the steps and procedures, bit more information about that. So whenever you have one single action in steps and procedures, you will use I mean, in every step you will try to give only one action. Do not club too many actions in a single step. First do this and do that, do this and do that, and then do that. So not in a single step, they will form different steps. So for example, we were looking at this: open settings and go to notifications, select water reminder. So sometimes people club all these in a single step and then move forward. So instead of putting everything in a single step, maximum if your one of your settings is very simple, like you can here say open settings and go to notifications. This much is still fine. Okay, but ideally these are two instructions. One is open settings and another is go to notifications. So sometimes to reduce the number of steps or to not to oversimplify, we club very simple steps sometimes, but usually there will be one action per step. Multi-menu action, if there is something, you can use it like this in the form of angle brackets by using the angle brackets. So you can say open settings, angle bracket, notifications, angle bracket, water reminder. Okay. So like that, if you have multi-action, मल्टी-मेन्यू एक्शन, सो आपको एक स्टेप से दूसरे पे, फिर दूसरे से तीसरे पे ऐसे करके जाना है, तो बार बार saying that okay now go to this, फिर next step में बोलोगे go to menu file, फिर go to menu, फिर go to, so that is also very repetitive content. So instead of doing that, these kind of multi-menu actions are handled using angle brackets, and this is the procedure. um, Repeating procedures, refer and link to it. So you have given a particular procedure somewhere else, and now that procedure is appearing here again. Okay, so instead of listing all the steps again, you can say you can gist it down in one step. For example, set up your application is the first step. So set up your application, you have already probably done it in getting started. So in the feature topic, there is no need to tell the setup again. You simply say set up your application. For more information, see setup application, the previous topic, right? So you'll not repeat the same information again here. So no repetitive information. Optional steps are, I think in one of these style guides only, this is mentioned that optional should be mentioned as optional colon instead of optional this thing. So if there is an optional step, we put optional in the beginning of the step itself, so that user का पहले से ही उसको मालूम हो, and he makes up his mind whether I have to take this step or not. So sometimes you might want to skip the optional steps, so you can give, like, it's not a mandatory thing. If you have any kind of steps that have a goal, so for example, to create a new document, click file, new document. So you have a goal here to open this dialog, go to this, whatever. Okay, so you're giving a goal, right? To save a document, do this. Okay, so आप पहले से specify कर रहे हो, and जहाँ पर भी इस तरीके से purpose of the step is there, whenever it is the case, you'll give the purpose first, the goal first, and then the main step. Okay, so this is the rule. Similarly with location also, if you have to do something in a particular location and that location is changing, so for example, to create a new document, click this, and a new dialog box opens. Next screen, you have to say in this dialog box, click on this option. So you're giving, the location has changed from the previous step. पिछले step में हम window में थे, अब हम dialog box में आ गए हैं. You will say in this dialog box, click on this. So location आपको देना पड़ेगा whenever the location of your action is changing. Okay, so you will begin with the location first. In the file open dialog, select the document and press OK. Supplementary information, append the steps with an image or code as required for any kind of additional information that you want to give apart from the main steps. So जो भी extra supplementary information होगा, that supplements your information, your steps, that will go as image or code or any of these kind of references, right? So these are the things about steps and procedures. Any questions? So like we did for lists and tables also, procedures also have their own style guide page. Alright, so यहाँ पर आप अपने बाकी के details सब check कर सकते हो. There are a lot of do's and don'ts that are already told. Main ones I have already told you. but there are more detailed information, so that's why the guide is important. But at the same time, please do understand that these are just the guidelines. Okay. Style guide is saying that, okay, list, capitalize every first letter of the list, but your company might not be wanting that. They might use a lowercase, or they might use a full stop at the end. So these are just the guidelines. They are not fixed rules. They can change according to your organization, and you should know what kind of rules are being used in your organization, what kind of guidelines they are following. Okay, if they're not following, start creating them yourself and standardize it for the team. Okay, these are the things that I have thought that we usually use or have been used in the past, and we can keep it as a standard for the future. And that is how एक आपका रिसोर्स तैयार हो जाएगा which everybody can, including yourself, so that you don't have to think every time how to create a list, or whether to capitalize or not, whether to put a full stop or not. But so all these things will be templatized, and you'll have a style guide to refer to. Yes, Samya.
In my company, there is no proper guideline, only the templates are given, and I face similar concern like because without a guideline, I'm unable to think so many pointers. Like we are human and we can't recall so many things. So, can I make a checklist and showcase to
Yes.
my team lead? And
Yes, yes,
as you
of
said,
course.
huh,
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Keep recording that. Okay, these are the things. That's why I give these pointers, keeping you only in mind, because I know that the in small companies usually these kind of things are not available. These kind of guidelines are not available. They do not follow such things. So Ushme, it becomes very difficult to for the team to deliver consistent content. Okay, the content that sounds familiar, similar every time. All right, so that becomes very difficult. So it's always better, and it will show your value
and
also. Hmm. Yeah.
and it also comes with lot of iterations if we are not able to follow a guideline. It
Yes.
comes with lot of improvements and review versions. Yeah.
Right, right. But it is very difficult to remember all of them by heart, and especially in the beginning. Sometimes in later stages also, आपके लिए possible ही नहीं है इतना सारा आप सोच के रखो और याद करके रखो. So it's not possible manually to remember everything. So that's why guidelines and style guides are there, and either you follow any kind of standard style guide, or else create one for yourself if you're not following that. Okay, so that all documents seem to be written in the same manner, and that's a professionalism also that gives a consistent picture to the user, that sets a particular expectation for the user. Right? All right.
Yeah.
All right. After this, we have notes, cautions, and warnings. Anybody knows what are notes, cautions, and warnings? Have you seen them? These are three different kind of elements which are used to alert the user, but they're still different. Notes, cautions, and warnings. I think last time Soumya के साथ मेरा discussion हुआ, Soumya had asked a question later after the recording was stopped, and I had told her, and today we are going to discuss that as well, because they are also topic elements of topic structure. So yes, tell me, notes, lists, and warnings, when to use what, and what are these, what is the difference?
Uh, Caution. It's something when we
Yeah,
are
एक स्पीक वन पर्सन महादेव को बोलने देते हैं सौम्या आई
yeah.
थिंक
I
या
note is for giving caution, and the remaining I don't know. Let's miss.
okay, note is for giving caution, and then when what is caution giving? So these are different things: notes, cautions, and warnings. And there is a little, very thin line, very minor difference. And Soumya, yes, tell me, what do you remember from the last conversation we had?
I remember that notes are just like additional information that is not that much matlab it is important, but it is not so important that it hinders the actual process. But caution is like a validation, it is a warning sign that if the user does not perform this action, it will cause some data loss or danger, or the next procedure will won't he will not be able to proceed further without this action. So
Okay.
caution is like that,
So आप लोग
and note
सही
is just an additionality.
Yeah, so you are on this right, in the right direction, but not completely correct, both of you. So, like Mahadev said, he mixed note and caution, and you mixed caution and warning. So these three different things are have different purposes. So notes basically is a supplementary information that you can say is not completely fitting in the running paragraph, and you have to give that information, extra information to keep the user informed. Okay, so that is notes. We will learn it with the help of examples also, Abhi. So do not think अभी नहीं समझ में आया तो we'll discuss it more. Cautions में you there are mainly recommendations, or you want the user to be more careful about an action because it might cause something simple harm or something. Okay, if reader doesn't skip that, if reader skips that information, it will cause some little harm. It could be maybe very very minor harm, which will not be like a kind of data loss or a system corruption or something like that. Warning is very serious level. The severity level is high. It is about alerting the user about actions that may lead to irreversible outcomes, something that cannot be reversed. For example, data loss cannot be reversed, or maybe a system crash or application crash that cannot be reversed. So उसमें आपका लॉस ज़्यादा होता है. You are that's why you are trying to warn the user to be more careful. So the severity, the level of severity is different. So if reader skips warning, it may result in permanent loss, such as data loss or security breach or system lapse or something, right? So something serious might happen. The outcomes are serious. Okay. तो इसी चीज़ का डिफरेंस है इनमें नोट्स कॉशन एंड वार्निंग्स में. लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ एग्जांपल. फॉर एग्जांपल, if quiet hours are enabled, reminders are paused during the configured sleep period and resume automatically afterward. We have discussed this feature. तो कि water reminders जो हैं वो sleep hours में buzz नहीं करेंगे, right? So quiet hours, if quiet hours are enabled, water reminders will be paused during the configured sleep periods. So if you have accordingly set them, right? So it is just a note. It will not cause any harm or something. It will just maybe might disturb if the person has not set the quiet hours, right? In the night time as well. So it's not a big harm or something. Similarly, अभी हम caution में देखें, the severity level goes a little higher, and we're saying using aggressive battery saver modes may delay or suppress water reminder notifications. So अगर आपने बैटरी सेवर मोड में डाला है and you have maybe disabled notifications, you have done this, you have done that, so in that case that will also suppress the water reminder notifications. So you're just kind of informing the user, but the severity is little higher than a note. Okay, so it is a recommendation kind of thing that do not go in battery saver modes if you want to receive the water reminder notification regularly, right? So यहाँ पे ऐसा है. Similarly, in the case of warning, the outcome is really severe. That it is very dangerous. For example, from the point of view of context, of course, यहाँ पर हम simple fitness tracker application की बात कर रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे maybe the data can get lost, or the application might crash. So these are the warnings that या फिर कोई feature है जो ठीक से काम नहीं करेगा, इस केस में that is also a warning. But usually the severity is very high in this case. Okay, so for example, if you do not do something, it will you might lose your data, or maybe you're trying to change a login, so you'll use the data that you have in particular login, right? So things like that. So it may prevent the feature from working correctly. So if your feature doesn't work, that's also a little bigger loss, not completely a very, very severe thing where a data loss or a system lapse or an OS lapse is happening or security breach is happening, but so notes, cautions and warnings, what is the difference? The severity level. Note is just information. Caution is its inconvenience. It's indicating the inconvenience or the experience will not be that great. Warning is serious impact and irreversible outcome. So this is why notes, cautions and warnings are different, and that is why they are labeled also differently. They are positioned also differently. So notes will be a subtle, usually in light yellow color kind of notification. Caution will be a little different, and then warnings are usually more highlighted. So the highlighting is also done in the formatting. When you're creating the format, the highlighting is also done according to the severity of the information that we are discussing. So depending on it, whether it is a note, is it a caution, or is it a warning, उसका format थोड़ा सा, warnings are usually done with a red symbol or something, या फिर they are mentioned in a red, depending on what kind of product you are dealing with and how severe is the impact. Accordingly, the warning is highlighted as per the guidelines, of course, कि आपके organization के guidelines क्या है. अच्छा, how to keep the location. Why is it not? All right, what is the location where to place the notes, where to place the cautions, where to place the warnings? Notes can be given after the steps or descriptions, not a problem. Okay, so after you have given all the steps, end में आपने note डाल दिया, okay, these steps are applicable for in this case only, या फिर this particular step can be done. अगर वो स्टेप के स्पेसिफिक है तो फिर आप स्टेप के बाद में नोट डालोगे. अगर वो पूरे प्रोसेस के बाद में से रिलेटेड है तो पूरे प्रोसेस को लिखने के बाद यू विल पुट द नोट्स. ओके, सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स will be there, but you can easily place them wherever you want, like not like wherever you want, within the context of course, but because the severity is not very high, the location is not very critical. Caution, you will put it before the risky step, not after. You will tell before that, okay, this we recommend doing this, but if you wish, this is also possible, right? Similarly, warnings के केस में आपका जो एक्शन है वो हार्म कॉज कर सकता है, तो आप उसको ऐसी जगह पे प्लेस करोगे जहाँ पे वो unnoticed ना रह जाए, that user definitely notices it, so you will put it immediately before the action that causes harm. So be careful not to do this, else it might cause this. So you will give the warning before the action has been taken to avoid major outcomes like data loss and everything. So similarly, note cautions and warnings के बारे में भी एक पेज है आपके style guide में. You can go through that as well. Alright, activity. First scenario, whether it is a note, caution or warning. Water reminders pause automatically during the user's configured sleep hours and resume afterward. First one, is it a note, caution or warning? What do you feel? What is the severity level of this kind of information? Water reminders pause automatically during the user's configured sleep hours and resume afterward.
Note.
Note. Yeah, we just did it in different language. Yes, it's a note. If the user disables notification permissions for the app, water reminders will stop completely. Anything? No?
Caution.
Hmm. Caution. It's a caution. Severity level is a little higher because the water reminder will stop working, right? Users can change reminder intervals at any time from the settings screen. Hmm? Anyone else? Mahadev?
Note, note.
Note. Yes, it will either go as a note or maybe in a running content also. It can go depending on the context. अगर आपके कंटेंट में फिट इन हो रहा है तो you can give it in content, otherwise it will go as a note. Next, battery saver or power optimization is enabled. Water reminders might arrive late or not at all.
Warning.
If battery saver or power
Caution.
caution.
Like,
Uh,
yeah, it's a
Caution.
caution also.
it's a caution also. No, either it is a note or it is a caution. There is just one thing that can be there. Okay. So if battery saver or power optimization is enabled, water reminders might arrive late or not at all. So this is a caution. This is not causing any irreversible outcome. This is not very severe. It's not causing any data loss. It's not causing any application crash, right? But slight. It might arrive late or not at all. So it's a caution. Some little damage. Whenever there is a little damage, it is caution. Clearing app data will reset all water reminder settings to default values.
Warning.
Yes, this is a warning because
It
you
is
see,
resetting all the clearing all the data. That is why.
yeah, so there's a chance of data loss. So that's why it is a warning and will be placed accordingly in the content. So this was all about today. We learned about when to use paragraphs, lists. We learned about when to use the tables. We listed also about steps and procedures. We also learned about note, cautions, and warnings. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask. Else, we wind up for today and we meet tomorrow morning again. And tomorrow we'll be doing something else, like maybe editing exercise or something. Yeah. Yes. Anything you want to ask?
No.
Nothing? All right. Okay. So thank you so much. I will just stop the recording.